Hello, Bl'Artagnan here with the Power of Wisdom, Queen Lufenia, one last TCC challenge. I saw this team posted on the TCC Discord by user CSDX, and I wanted to try it out because it looked really cool. Shout out to CSDX, by the way. Before we get into this, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps me out and helps the channel grow. And leave a comment down below if you what your thoughts on this team were, any interesting teams you've tried here. It's been a stage for a lot of room for experimentation. So the team we're bringing here is Jack, Edward, and Galuf, and as you can see, all three of these characters have built-in evasion, allowing them to straight up dodge the recast, which is otherwise the scariest part of this fight. We are of course bringing no synergy, no burst, no core, no Galuf. Of course we're bringing Galuf and bringing no Bosch. Wrong tank. Was hoping to do an extreme without the friend, but the orb ended up getting a little bit too tight, so we had to bring in the Cloud of Darkness friend to make this run quite work. But man, I've really enjoyed using Jack. I know he's been out for a while, but man, I definitely thought he was just going to be a call. And every time I've gotten a chance to use him, he's ended up being just a blast to play. Love kind of the decision points that come with using his turn jumping, and he has the cool evasion stuff, which is kind of unusual for such a DPS heavy character, DPT, DP damage dealing character. Jesus. I also went ahead and finally took the plunge and ended up bluing my Edward. I just really like using him, and maybe it wasn't the smartest investment, especially since I went through all that trouble trying to make Inkwalder my friend again with the whole Sabin thing. We cool, by the way. I'm just joking around. Well, we were cool. We'll see how we're doing after he sees this. Ugh. But I figure, hey, character I really like using, gonna try to use him whenever I can. Let's give him the blue. I know this actually, this came out, this is going to be posted after the TDIS event is live. I'll probably actually post this after my first TDIS event run, but wanted to put this on there, put this out there. It would have been sooner, but the TCC challenge itself was posted a little bit later than usual because they had to kind of go back and revisit it in light of all the bullshit you can pull off in this stage. So you can see here, doing our turn jumping. Gonna go ahead and use Jack's turn jumping in order to get a EX off and just dodge all these attacks. Something kind of interesting I noticed in this fight is, I'm not really sure why, but later in the fight, you're going to see most of their group attacks, even the ones that hit Edward or Cloud of Darkness or whoever, just do 0 damage like that. I'm not really sure what that was about. I'm assuming maybe like Galuf's HP damage reduction or something, but it seemed weird to me that like they would get the hit and just deal 0. Anyway. Just kind of. I feel like it's been a little while since like a full dodge team has been really a good and usable thing to use. But this team it pulls off what needs to pretty well. Galuf obviously does a whole bunch of damage. He and Jack together provide a ton of brave up. Well, actually, all three of these guys bring brave damage up to the party. Using Kurasami Call and Sephiroth Call at this point to just kind of boost that damage even further. We have Faris Call in the back in case we need it. Would have dropped it earlier, but debuff clutter. We're dealing good damage here anyway. I don't think we need to stack more defense down on them. Man. Are there any characters you've been using that you were certain you would have stopped using by now? I know Black Cloud is still running his accidental RNA saga. And there are folks who just, have favorites who they kind of knew they'd be dragging through content as much as possible. Signway with Emperor is a good example of that. Yoshi Pasta with Arden. But are there any characters I wonder if you've you found yourself surprised that you are still pulling out. Jack for me is definitely one of those. Like, I definitely figured by the time he returned on the Leon banner, there was no way I would have had a recent clear with him. But here we are. They actually they were talking about this on the podcast. It was the Ranting Hour, the TCC. They were talking about one of the recent live streams about how character longevity itself is kind of a myth to a degree. Because basically, a character's longevity is tied to how much you want to use them, and to a lesser extent, how your roster can support that. Obviously, if your roster's limited, there's going to be restrictions on who you can bring to what fight. But if your roster's sufficiently diversified, you really can probably get away with a little bit of everything. Bring character to wherever you want. You see there, I'm using some term jumping there to go ahead and dodge the recast. I didn't jump in front of C because I didn't want Jack's evasion from his EX to fall off, because it was only partial at that point. Anyway, where were we? Right, character longevity. Yeah, once a character kind of gets their LD, or even in some cases once they got their EX+, I'm looking at you, Realm, it stops becoming an issue of, oh, when's this character fall off? It becomes an issue of, when do you get sick of using this character? Or sick of trying to make them work in content where the stats are going higher and higher. And some characters, their kits just, are a little bit wonky, and, getting them through stuff might be a bigger lift than others. But I don't think that it's not impossible. I mean, case in point, you'll one or two people actually managed to bring Renoa through this stage, and she's a character you don't see too often because I think her kit's a little idiosyncratic, with the auras or not the auras, the two stances and all that. Still usable though. I think there's going to be exception to this. It's kind of a broad sweeping statement to make. But at the end of the day, like, that's why people say go for your favorites. I mean, there's the limitations there. If your favorite character is Pain, then maybe you shouldn't chase Pain EX on the next time it rolls around on an EX banner. Wait for her to get her LD. You want your character to be kind of at the latest level of viability. But I don't know. Saying when does a character fall off is a little bit foolish, because the character falls off when you fall off the character's bandwagon. That phrasing kind of got away from me there. Yeah, if you're still with me here, well, I already asked you to comment about what characters you thought would have kind of fallen off for you and haven't. But here's another thing for you to consider. Are there any characters coming up or that you currently have that where like, I'm going to try to make this character work as much as I can? I really like this character. I enjoy their playstyle. I enjoy how they make me feel. I feel like they'll be useful. I'm going to make this character work. It could be because you like them as a character. It could be because you like how they play. It could be because you lost a bet. I don't really care the reason. But let me know if they're characters that you're kind of intent on getting through content as much as possible. Oh yeah, the Cloud of Darkness has a counter. I forgot about that. It's not too often that she's on the field. It's on the field, and the boss gets a turn. I'm not going to get into that whole pronoun thing. Yeah. As you can see, we're doing just fine in terms of the damage and stuff. We're halfway through the turn count pretty much, and they're nearly dead. The one thing to keep an eye on is that sketchy orb count. Because Cloud of Darkness, despite my best efforts, only is able to get 2 skill 2 uses off to delay them and boost the orb. So what I've found is you need to kind of focus one of them down, and you make sure that one dies, and the other 2 you use Cloud of Darkness to counter. Go ahead and put that Pharaoh's Call, get the defense down, since I'm pretty sure the other debuffs have fallen off. That guy's getting pretty low in the middle there, so we're going to go ahead and boost C and A up so that we can just focus all of our attention on killing this guy in the middle. thinking about how I want to break this guy. And I think this is how I'm going to do it. And an accidental break. I mistimed that. Didn't notice the C was close to unbreaking. Not that it matters too much, but yeah, Cloud of Darkness, friend, interesting to use because very powerful, but you need to like think a little bit with the break order and stuff and make sure that they're not about to unbreak and then get hit by the follow-up attack. I actually find her a lot more fun to use as a friend than as a unit because I don't care for her playstyle, but I do appreciate that there's that like little mini game you play with it of like don't let it get any breaks. Yeah. So at this point we're just in the cleanup phase now. Team did just fine in terms of getting through here. Someone was able to boost the middle orb, so we're not going to die. Completely botched the break order there, but it's okay. I'm pretty sure I just let Galuf's dot evasion fall off, but I don't think it's going to matter here. Let's finish it off with that piercing gleam. And there you have it. One last TCC challenge in the books for Queen Lufenia. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching and for hanging around this long. I'll see you in the next one. Adios.